when Cool Rob and AEW fans coming together, it's going to be the most explosive night you'll never forget. Don't forget to tune into the next Cool Rob show when special guests AEW fans sit down with Cool Rob and talk AEW wrestling, Fyter Fest, and much more. Trust me, you will not regret this.
Welcome back to another episode of the Cool Rob Show, live from the bullpen, y'all. I'm so excited. Today we got a special show for you guys today. We're gonna be talking wrestling, AEW wrestling, the most electrifying fans in sports entertainment today, AEW. But before I go any further, I'm cooler than cool. I'm cooler than the most, and I'm cooler than the other side of the pillow. My name is Cool Rob. I want to thank everybody out there for showing me love and support. Thank you so much. For all the support you guys give me. Don't forget to subscribe to Cool Rob TV, all caps. Please leave comments, like, dislike, tell us what you think, man. We always looking for a new guest to come on the show. Don't forget to subscribe to my boys' channel, Movie Hood TV. They are a big part of this show. Trust me, you may not see them, but they always in the background doing something to help me out. So definitely subscribe to Movie Hood TV. But let me get to it. I'm so excited. I got 3 special guests right here that's going to talk AEW wrestling with me. So I'm going to go around and introduce them. I'm going to start with Hollywood. How you doing, Hollywood?
Doing good, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How was your day today?
I was all right. Hang out with my girls.
All right, cool. So I do have one question for my new guests that come on the show. If 3 things you could tell us about Hollywood that we don't know, what would that be?
Competitive gamer, dad first and foremost, and a lifelong wrestling fan.
Okay, cool. I love it. Thank you so much for that, Hollywood. I'm going to go down to Joe. What's up, Big Joe?
How you doing, Cool Rob?
I'm good. How you, bro?
Oh, doing good.
All right.
Happy to be here.
Thank you so much for being here. How was your day today?
Oh, good. Yeah, good day.
All right, cool. Tell us 3 things about Joe that we don't know about.
Bees, chemical engineering, wrestling.
All right, cool. And last but not least, I got my boy Pat. What's up, Pat?
What's going on, Cool Rob?
Thank you so much, man, for joining us, man. How you today?
Good, man. It's another day in the home office,
Okay, cool. If you get 3 things you can tell us about Pat, what would that be?
Competitive weightlifter, eater extraordinaire. Got to get those calories in, and a lifelong wrestling fan. I was a big ECW fan back in the day.
You know what? I'm glad you said that because I was a big WCW fan back in the day. I love WCW. It hurts my heart to the day that WWE brought them out. But hey, we get into that another day. We talking AEW wrestling today. So yeah, thank you for that, fellas. But let me ask y'all something. Where everybody from? Because I'm currently in Hyattsville, Maryland. Hollywood, where you at?
Delaware, Ohio.
Ohio, see? Got somebody from Ohio on the Cool Rob Show. I love it. What about you, Joe?
Murray, Kentucky, home of Chuck E. T.
All right, UK. You got the UK. And what's about you, Pat? Where you from?
Right now I'm in Boston, Massachusetts.
Go Pats.
Hey,
I'm about to move to Charlotte in a few weeks, but Boston for now.
Okay, cool. So here on the Cool Rob Show, we got somebody from Hyattsville, Maryland. He said Kentucky, Boston, and Hollywood. One more time. Where you at? Ohio, baby. Ohio. Let's get it in, y'all. I'm so excited, man. I want to get right to it. So first and foremost, fellas, thank y'all for giving me this opportunity. I really appreciate it. Y'all ready to get started?
Absolutely.
Yep.
All right, so here we go. I got some questions I'm going to give you guys. We're going to kind of chime in and just kind of have a nice little conversation. Then at the end, we're going to do Fyter Fest. I know y'all ready for that. So number 1, I'm going to start with Joe. First time you saw AEW, tell us about it.
I guess the first show they put on when they were still doing the ROH thing. I don't know exactly who that. I guess that's AEW. All in, I guess. Yeah. So yeah. And I followed them up in New Japan. I watched them in New Japan and ROH. So the first one, it was they sold it out. It felt like it was like a different situation. Like a whole new thing happening. I follow them all, but I was real excited about AEW.
Okay, cool. Thank you for that. What about you, Hollywood? First time you saw AEW?
Man, first show. I've been with Cody and the Young Bucks since day one, man. Back when they were Generation Me and TNA, bro. I knew those boys were going somewhere.
Okay, cool. And Pat, what about you, Pat?
I saw the first TNT broadcast. It got me really excited. I probably, like a lot of you, were just kind of sick of the same old WWE, programming that it seemed like they're just kind of going through the motions. So thought I'd check them out.
Yeah, so for me, I caught on totally at the end. I did go to the first event that was on TV, which was that down in Washington, D.C. at the MCI, Verizon, whatever they call it. They changed the name so many times. So I was there for that event, but I never saw it on TV. I caught on to it at the last minute with some friends of mine for telling me to check it out. But like I say, I'm a diehard, lifelong WCW fan. So, once WWE brought them out of business, I kind of just stopped watching wrestling, period. Just being loyal to WCW. But I love AEW. I just love it, man. I can go on and on and on about why I love it. I love it. All right, fellas. Thank y'all for that. We just got a little warm-up question. The next question, I'm going to go with Pat on this one. Do you remember the first AEW match that you saw?
It would have been, I don't remember exactly what it was. It would have been whatever the first match was on that first show. I remember watching bits and pieces of, I think it was All In. I don't have like the New Japan and background that Hollywood and Joe and you guys have. So I was a WCW fan too, and then I quit watching for a couple of years after they went under too. I think I came back out around 2011, 2012. I started picking it up and watching again, but it would have been probably the first match on that first show because I just wanted to see what it was all about. I don't remember exactly what it was.
Okay, cool. What about you, Joe? You remember the first match?
The first match? I remember, I guess, Sammy wrestling. Maybe, I can't remember who it was. Maybe Kip Saban, I think, might have been the first one, right?
I believe that was what it was. All In was Kip versus.
So, they blew it up. I guess Sammy's got his little situation right now, but he'll get through it, I think. It was. They knocked it out of the park. Got. I really enjoyed it. They just kind of set the pace for what it's going to be, So
okay.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Hollywood, that's same for you. That's the same match you saw.
Same first match. I've been following Cody and them since the beginning, man. So It was that Sammy versus Kip Saban.
So you know what? I didn't have this down, but let's just chime in about this because I totally missed what's going on with Sammy. I know he got suspended. Anybody?
I can tell you what happened.
Please let me know what happened with that.
He made a comment about Sasha Banks back in the day about how he would rape her.
Oh, he said that?
Yeah, this was back in God, what was it?
2016.
2016. That's what I was thinking it was.
He was on a podcast of some sort.
Okay.
He'd made the comment, and it just kind of surfaced now with all the whole speaking out thing.
Yep.
Yeah. So it kind of came back. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was wondering. I knew he got suspended, but I never found out or knew exactly what it was, what he said or what he did. But now I know. Thank y'all so much for that, fellas. Y'all got a timetable? How long he gonna be out?
I don't know, right? I don't think they have a time. He's got to go to like a counseling, and they're donating his money to a woman's clinic in Jacksonville, Florida.
Okay.
His salary. So I guess he's on unpaid suspension while he gets counseling or whatever.
Okay, cool.
Same with another guy, Jimmy Havoc. I'm not trying to put their names out there or nothing. I'm just saying, but he's getting counseling as well.
Yeah, I did saw that.
That's for alcohol, though. Yeah.
Right. Well, he also had something on that speaking out. I'm not trying to. I'm just saying.
I didn't know about that.
There was some things about him too. So
it wouldn't surprise me.
There's a lot of the British guys were.
It was.
Got
yeah.
Yeah.
It's ugly.
That's speaking
it's
out
ugly business.
That's speaking out moving something serious. I mean, every time you turn around, somebody's name is in it. So,
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna move on from that one. So Pat, I'm gonna go to you. What is the big difference between AEW wrestling and WWE?
I think for me, it's I think WWE's like a little and by a little, I mean, I'm trying to be nice. It's a lot more structured. So the structures of the shows, the promos, even everything down to like the finishes and things like that. It just seems like everything's a little too tight, where, AEW, the guys are allowed to be a little bit more authentic. They can be, more of themselves, especially in their promos and the way that they interact with the crowd, and even with their wrestling style, as you can see with like John Moxley. He's doing more of the like the violent stuff now. When he was Ambrose in WWE, he was, had the handcuffs on, a lot more. But that, to me, that's like the biggest difference.
Okay, Joe, I'm going to you, Joe. Big difference from WWE, AEW.
They focus on in-ring wrestling a little more than WWE focuses on some dramas and then some talking, which I do like a story. And I guess that's it. They try to tell maybe a little more story than AEW tells, little less story and a little more of the in-ring action. The matches are a little longer. I mean, I guess it depends on the product too, because NXT, they're a lot in-ring action, but and when you get into the SmackDown and the Raw, it gets a lot more where they're doing promos and a little less, So,
Hollywood, what about you, Hollywood?
I mean, the biggest difference to me is definitely that creative freedom, the ability for them to be able to create their own character. But also in WWE, everything is scripted. The storytelling is more relying on the promos. And in AEW, the storytelling is done in the ring.
I asked you guys a question. If somebody asked me that, my answer would be, it just seemed like Vince McMahon is everywhere. It's like he could be somewhere in Connecticut and they could be in Charlotte, but he has total, because he's the owner, but he don't allow his writers to to kind of do their own thing. And if they do, trust me, he's going to change it. We all heard the rumors how pay-per-view started at 7 o'clock. He can change the whole script at 6 p.m. So, and I don't think, by doing that, you handicapping your writers. And if you want to control everything, you might as well just be the writer.
Yeah, you just got rid of Paul Heyman on Raw for that.
Yeah. I was shocked about that. Anybody got any clarification about why Paul Heyman got released or got fired?
It was something that happened on a Raw show a couple weeks ago, and he's just no longer. He used to be the sole writer for Raw, or not sole writer, the sole person in charge. Vince McMahon was focused on other things, so Paul Heyman was running Raw, and then I forget what happened, but something happened on an episode of Raw that Vince didn't like, and now he's kicked off the creative team.
Didn't like it.
Now he's completely kicked off the creative team. He's back to just being Brock Lesnar's advocate.
Yeah,
I think the declining ratings was probably part of it too.
You hear rumor about that.
They had fallen under 2 million a few weeks in a row.
And then also it's a lot of rumors that Kevin Pritchard, the guy that's taking over Raw and SmackDown, is like Vince's his pet. He's like his yes man. So
he's been with Vince for a long time.
Right. So of course you're gonna put your yes man in front of you. But hey, like I say, that's WWE for you. We're moving on though, because like I said, we AEW over here, y'all. AEW for life. So I got a good question right here. Does AEW remind you of WCW in any way? Or is it me, or do you guys believe that, or you think it's a totally different product?
I feel more ECW.
Okay.
Cody Rhodes is more like WCW, maybe.
I think it's a hybrid. I mean, I think they take you remember back in like the NWO days when pretty much the end of every show was like a big just brawl with, a dozen people. I think AEW uses that a lot at the end of their shows. And I think they take from ECW some of the like the hardcore stuff they would do with their Jimmy Havoc or that match between Moxley and Kenny Omega.
Great match.
Yeah, and I also think like AEW sort of has that same cult following, quote unquote, that ECW had back in the day. They just have a bigger platform and a bigger budget, obviously.
Oh yeah.
That would be why I compare it to ECW as more of the fan base. That fan base is a lot like the ECW fan base, very faithful.
Mm-hmm.
I missed out on the ECW days. That was the one.
Man.
One of the best times to be a wrestling fan.
Oh
Yes.
man, y'all guys got me.
I went to a few shows back in the 90s. There's nothing like it.
No, there was nothing like ECW.
You know what I'm gonna do after this show? I'm gonna go get some old clips of ECW because, like I said, I was a big WCW fan, and then when I wasn't watching WCW, I was watching WWF / WWE, and so I just never had room to watch ECW.
It wasn't terribly easy to find either.
Yeah, it was a pay-per-view only thing for a while.
There was ECW had their Extreme TV in my market. I grew up in New York. It was on at 1 a.m. on Saturday nights.
It was on
MSG. Yeah, so it was on late at night until they went to pay-per-view and eventually went to Spike or TNN or whatever. We don't know how that turned out.
You know what? I didn't have this down, but I'm just gonna throw this in there because Pat just mentioned it. You just said it. What's the organization? It was on the tip of my tongue.
ECW?
Not ECW, the other one, with Dixie Carter.
TNN, Spike?
TNA.
Yeah, TNA. So give me your thoughts on TNA. So let me start off. So TNA was TNA. It first came out, was doing this thing, and then I started following it when Hogan and Bischoff joined. So I kind of watched
the end of TNA.
So let's talk about TNA real quick. You
don't mind if I do this one? Just take it real quick. Because I live like an hour from where they do it all, Nashville. So I went to a lot of TNA stuff. I just went to the last one, and around in the this area, it was like a big deal. They were doing over 1 million, on a regular basis on the TV there. So, I really enjoyed it over here. Anyway, it was they had some bad parts, obviously, and they're out of business now. If you go and watch it, it's very elaborate, very sexist. Some people might say that some of the stuff they were doing, their Knockouts championships, was even beyond what they were doing in ECW and WWF as far as that. But taking that aside, some of the matches, because that was like where all the people that were funneling off, like nowadays, whenever somebody would, like Rusev and all these releases they just had, everybody just waiting to see where they're going to go. And that was where that would happen. Hogan would pop up. It was and that's the only chance where I've seen most of the big names was at TNA shows, because we'd get them and they'd be more down. You could just walk up and talk to them in the passing and stuff. It was a very neat environment. I can't remember the stadium, but they just had Homecoming there. I went there the last time that Impact came around, which I guess is TNA got bought out by Impact or whatever. So, but yeah, for me, it really does mean something to me because I'm from so close, and most of the shows I go to are in Nashville. So
it's no TNA no more. It's just Impact Wrestling.
Yeah, they bought them out.
Oh, okay.
They even got the TNA title right now with Moose. I follow it a little bit because I can't stop.
Jeff Jarrett officially sold the company.
I need to stop. Sometimes I'm like, why are you still watching this?
Hollywood,
I'm glad you took that one, because I've not followed much TNA or Impact at all.
I followed a lot of them too.
I
missed a lot of that stuff.
I don't really ever watch Impact at all, and I did follow TNA. But Hollywood, I'm interested to know why you say when I said Hogan and Bischoff showed up, you said that was the end of TNA.
Because Hogan and Bischoff ran it into the ground, man. Did you see how? If you watched it back then, the way they booked, it was just once those two came in, man. Like they tried to turn it into WCW, and that's not what TNA was. They stopped utilizing Samoa Joe and AJ Styles and James Storm and some of the foundation of that place.
Yeah.
They started going more for the bigger name guys.
If anybody know me, I was a big. I got a matter of fact. I was thinking about wearing it on the show today. I got an NWO shirt. I was the biggest NWO fan ever, and so
I got a shirt too.
Right.
Still wear it.
And so it kills me when I hear people say, like, when Bischoff and Hogan get together, they just run stuff to the ground. But it's actually true.
It's definitely. WCW was more Nash and Hall, though. Nash and Hall were running WCW.
Well, at the end, it was Russo, too. Well, towards the middle.
Yeah, Russo. Yeah, Russo was in there.
I hope he never comes to AEW.
God, Russo can stay away.
if
Yeah, I
AEW
hope.
hire him, that'd be the biggest mistake of their life. They hire Russo. Please, Mr. Khan, and do not hire Russo.
Nobody wants that man back in wrestling.
I thought this would be a good question. I'm gonna start with you, Pat. Who would you like to see get a push after Fyter Fest?
After Fyter Fest, who would I like to see get a push? You know, I'm a pretty big Luchasaurus fan. I mean, he's a little bit green. He's a big guy, you know, but he was like one of the reasons I tuned in. Like, I was like, oh, this is a big guy and he can do some stuff. And I liked that match he had with Wardlow last week.
Yeah, it was a good match.
Fashion, two big guys just going at it. I would say Luchasaurus for me.
That's a good one right there. What about you, Joe? Who would you like to see get a push after Fyter Fest?
After I'm wanting Chucky T to get the push tomorrow. We need him to win the titles. But after that, Jungle Boy, he needs to get a little push.
That's a good one.
What about you, Hollywood?
MJF, man. Best heel in the business.
You can't push them both.
Well, let me ask you this then, Hollywood. If he do get a push, you think it'll be for the TNT belt or the actual World Heavyweight Championship?
I think he needs to go TNT first, see if he can handle it.
Okay.
See if he can hold that heel persona with the TNT title.
So I was struggling back and forth with my answer, but I'm going to go ahead and say Orange Cassidy got to win the belt.
Oh.
Please. I love me some Orange Cassidy, man.
That.
Just think about him actually being an actual TNT champion or possibly the World Heavyweight champion.
You'd be like too lazy to carry the belt around.
You just drag it out to the ring.
Yeah, it'd be like in a wagon behind him or something.
That's my answer right there, fellas. Look, we looking good, y'all. Here's a good question. I know y'all gonna like this one. AEW has the best tag team on the planet. We all know that. We agree with that, right? So, who is your favorite tag team in AEW today? I'm gonna go with Joe.
Best friends. They're getting it.
I knew it.
What about you, Pat?
I'm gonna go with the new kids, FTR. Can see what they can do now that
Good.
they've got the handcuffs off.
Hollywood?
Man, I got to go with my original Young Bucks.
I like that. I like that Omega and Page tag team. I like that. It's just two different styles, but when they come together, man, that's a show they put on. Okay, all right. Here's another question right here, fellas. What wrestler from another organization would you like to see in AEW? Pat, go ahead, Pat.
Jeez, that's a loaded question.
Right.
I don't know, man. Daniel Bryan. So he could have some real good matches with some of the guys, especially like Omega or Jungle Boy. He could really help establish some of those guys.
Yeah, that's a good one right there. What about you, Joe? Who would you like to see in AEW?
Will Ospreay. If he didn't get hung up in any of that British stuff going, I don't know. I don't know if I've seen his name there, but it seems like anybody from England right now. But if he's still a good person come a couple weeks from now, I'd love to see Will Ospreay. I think he's the best in-ring performer there is. I mean, I don't know if y'all have watched a lot of his match, but he is unreal sometimes.
I saw that he bulked up a little bit.
Yeah, now he's in the heavyweight over there instead of the junior heavyweight or whatever.
Hollywood, take it away, Hollywood. Who would you like to see in AEW from another?
I would like to see one of my favorite tag teams reunited. I'd love to see Okada.
So I struggle with this one going back and forth. First I was going to say Randy Orton, but I'm going to stay away from that. I'm going to surprise you guys. And I'm going to say AJ Styles.
Oh, that's a good one.
That is a good one.
That'd be some great matches.
That might be the right answer.
I'd love to see AJ Styles versus Kenny Omega.
Yeah. I just think AJ Styles – think about it. AJ Styles versus MJF.
A bunch of them.
That'll be something to see, fellas. So we got the questions out the way, y'all. Now we get ready to get into Fyter Fest. day one. And simply put it, I'm just going to ask you who you think going to win and why. Well, because this is our first show, we're going to do the whole Fyter Fest card. So we're going to do day one and day two. And so if you ready, I'm ready, y'all. Y'all ready?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
All right, here we go. Fyter Fest, which comes on it's a 2-day event. It starts tomorrow and Saturday, if I'm mistaken. And I'm so excited. It's free. It's not on pay-per-view. So everyone will get to see it. All right, here we go. First match, I'm going to go with Hollywood. Proud and Powerful versus Private Party.
Proud and Powerful. I wouldn't see why they would let Private Party go over.
Okay. What about you, Pat? Who you think going to win that one?
I'd say Proud and Powerful.
Joe?
Yeah, I got them. Proud and Powerful. I think they're going to go over on them because they've been kind of booking them down a little. They had to lose a couple, so I need to pick one up to get momentum.
The only thing you did forget to mention is that Private Party will have somebody in their corner.
Okay, who was that?
Matt Hardy.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Private Hardy.
I got one because Matt Hardy was really supposed to face Guevara, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but okay, cool. So I did miss that. I'm gonna go different with the fellas. I'm gonna go. Oh, Pat, did I ask you?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go different with the fellas. I'm gonna go Private Party. And I'm keeping score, fellas. I'm keeping score.
I appreciate that.
Definitely keeping score. So when we come back together, we're gonna see who got them all right. All right, next matchup: MJF and Warlord versus Jurassic Express. Pat, you can go ahead.
That's a tough one. I got to take MJF and Wardlow. They can't kill MJF's momentum right now. They can't keep. He's got to keep his heat.
You ask me?
Yeah, who you think?
The odds are on. I think the odds are on the Jurassic Express, but I got to go with MJF and Wardlow because they don't want to kill. I want to kill MJF. I think they're going to book him strong for a minute.
Hollywood, take us away.
Same answer, same reasoning. MJF, man. I just don't see him killing the heat.
So this is why I'm gonna go different. The reason why I say is because if MJF do lose a match, which his record is something in one, and the only match he ever lost is with I think it was a 6-man tag or something like that, right? Mm-hmm. So if he's gonna lose, they probably have him lose in this type of match versus like a straight up one-on-one match. So hey, who knows? I may be wrong. But like I say, I'm keeping score, fellas. Let's move on.
I can't wait for Wardlow and Lucha to be in the ring at the same time.
Yeah. I like that. I like that matchup last week when they fought. That was a nice match. I could, I want to see them go at it again.
Oh yeah.
AEW Women's Championship match. Penelope Ford. Is I'm pronouncing her name right? Hikaru
Shida.
Okay, all right. So take us away, Hollywood. Who do you think gonna win that one?
Shida, man, I just don't see him giving it to Penelope yet. Shida's a strong champion.
Okay. Joe, what you think, Joe?
I think the champion's going to retain because she just got it back. She just got it not too long ago. She needs to defend it a few times.
Pat, take us away. Who you think gonna win the women's championship?
I hate to be the yes man here, but I think Shida's gonna keep it. I think they should, and I think they're maybe trying to, wait until Britt Baker comes back and maybe get a program with those two after she's done with Big Swole.
Okay, cool. I'm just gonna take a wild guess. I'm gonna go Penelope Ford. Keep it score, fellas. Remember that. Keep it score. All right, tag team championship. Kenny Omega, Adam Page versus the Best Friends. I'm gonna go with Hollywood.
I'm gonna have to go Omega and Page. They're gonna save that turn for a bigger paper, for something bigger.
Okay. What about you, Pat?
I'm gonna go with Best Friends. I think maybe not the turn happening here, but maybe there's a miscommunication to, forward the story a little bit.
Joe.
I like the Best Friends.
They're turning on each other. And the Best Friends are going to win. It's happening. It's time. I don't even know. I watched the BTE, and they had apparently Hangman Page put his application in with the Dark Order. So I don't know. Maybe Hangman's going to turn on Omega and go to the Dark Order.
That'd be something if he go to Dark Order.
I don't know.
Well, I hope that's how it goes.
That'd be a big swerve.
They keep trying to push Dark Order, so I wouldn't put it past them.
And and correct me if I'm wrong, but they got the right perfect person for that Dark Order and Brody Lee. I think he fits that character very well. Do y'all agree or disagree?
At first, I didn't think so. Now I kind of like him. But I wanted Marty.
Oh, me too, man. Me too. I wanted Marty so
but
bad.
I mean, if you don't get Marty, I would maybe Matt Hardy though. I would have really liked to see Matt Hardy though. Maybe Matt Hardy. But I like Brody. I think he's doing a really good job with it.
I just wish he had better pieces to work with. And maybe that's just part of the gimmick. But I mean, he's really the only one that has any credibility within that.
The Evil Uno and his tag team partner Grayson.
Yep.
They
stuck in Canada, aren't they?
Yeah, well, they got back now recently, so he has kind of been handicapped the last month or so with the situation. I don't want to say anything like I don't know if he's going on YouTube or whatever, but it's got him where he's kind of had his hands tied. So he's been picking up these other guys that I think they're doing the best with what they had, and now that they've got everybody back, and especially if they get Hangman Page, I mean, then I might be wearing a Dark Order shirt if Hangman Page is Dark Order.
All right.
What y'all think about Colt Cabana joining the dark side?
Uh-huh.
I don't know if he's going to. I don't know.
They're
definitely working together.
I forgot they even had him before a few weeks ago. Where was he this whole time?
If you watch Being the Elite, he keeps messing with Kenny.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. I like this, fellas. We're moving on to the AEW TNT Championship. I'm definitely gonna keep a close eye on this one. Jake Hager versus Cody. Who you going with, Pat?
I gotta go with Cody. They gotta get some wins for that title, establish it as something important. And Hager is just bleh.
You don't like Hager?
I don't hate Hager. He just doesn't do anything for me. Like, he's supposed to be like their muscle or whatever, but he's got no heat with me. Like oh, there's Hager, cool. Moving on.
What about you, Joe?
I go with Cody. I think he's gonna get another one. He's gonna drop it to I don't know who, somebody, maybe Darby Allin, but not yet. Not until they at least finish the belt.
Hollywood, take us away. Who do you think gonna win the AEW TNT?
Definitely have to go with Cody, man. Jake Hager I didn't like him when he was Swagger, so I just don't think Jake Hager's got anything.
I definitely didn't like him with Swagger, but this is why I'm gonna go different with the fellas are saying. I'm gonna go Jake Hager. One, I don't know why y'all. I love Jake Hager. I don't know what it is about Jake Hager.
I don't like him.
I think they got him in a perfect role as the enforcer in AEW, and I'm just sitting here thinking he already lost to Moxley. So if he loses this one, his credibility of being this, unstoppable force is going to go away. So he got to win something.
Makes sense.
True. That's compelling.
He's got two belts. He's been both of them, one after the other. So, I mean, I don't know anybody else has got those opportunities. So they are trying to get him there.
So we're going to see that. We're going to see. And this one come on actually tomorrow, too. So I'm definitely going to be looking out for that one. Let's go to day 2, fellas, and tell me if I missed the match. I think I got everything on here, but if I missed one, just tell me. Day 2, Young Bucks, FTR, Lucha Brothers versus the Butcher and the Blade. Who you going with, Pat?
I think we win as fans, but I'm gonna go with FTR and the Bucks. I feel like this match is more of a vehicle to build the story between the Bucks and FTR.
Hollywood.
Yep, definitely going with the Bucks at FTR. Lucha Bros have beat him several times. I think it's time for the Bucks to come back.
What about you, Joe?
FTR and the Bucks, they're just going to keep winning until they face each other. Pretty much, eventually. And I even think that's why the best friends are going to win, because they're going to be transition champions from Kenny Omega and them, because they want to get the belt to FTR and the Young Bucks. So I think they got to lose. You don't want to make them necessarily, turn from them. So I think it's going to just keep going with them. And then eventually the Young Bucks will lose to FTR, or not the Young Bucks, but best friends will lose to Young Bucks and FTR, one of them, somebody to drop the belts without having to make Kenny and Hangman look weak or lose or anything.
I'm gonna simply say it just like this: there's no way they're gonna let the Butcher and the Blade beat Young Bucks and FTR. So I'm just gonna go like this. So I'm gonna go with Young Bucks and FTR on this one. Like you said, I think they're setting up an explosive match between the Bucks versus FTR. I do see something where they may get into it with each other while the match is going on, but I just don't see Butcher and the Blade and Lucha Brothers beating them. All right, moving on to Colt Cabana and the Dark Order versus SCU. I'm going to go with Pat on this one.
What was the match?
SCU, Colt Cabana and Dark Order versus SCU.
I'd go with Dark Order. I think we're going to find out one way or the other where Colt Cabana lies in his loyalties.
About you, Hollywood?
You know what? I'm going for the upset. Colt turns on the Dark Order. SCU takes it.
Never thought about that one. What about you, Joe?
They're getting the Dark Order's gonna get another one pushing them up.
So I was gonna go with Dark Order and Colt Cabana. I don't know how Colt Cabana gonna play a role, whatever he's gonna play, but I was gonna go with the Dark Order. But is it me? Why do they have Christopher Daniels with SCU? I think that's the most wackest, lamest thing.
Because Frankie and Chris have been tag team since TNA.
Okay.
That's why
they got a big history in TNA.
Okay, all right. I just think that because when he come out there with the mic and do all that, it's just too gimmicky.
Oh, man, when he was a singles wrestler, man, you missed his single career in TNA, bro. He was one of the greatest freaking single wrestlers in TNA, man. Oh, my God, I loved him.
There's matches. If you ever want to go watch matches, you can watch Christopher Daniels and AJ Styles. I think there was one with they had a 5-star match. Look for the 5-star match in TNA. It's Daniels, AJ Styles, and Samoa Joe. And I mean, Christopher Daniels used to be he's old, but I mean, he used to be ridiculous. The things he'd do.
Oh yeah.
I'm definitely going to check it out first. Thank you for that, because I never would thought twice about watching Christopher Daniels.
Oh, but as a single competitor, oh my God. He's great.
Other than the Jake Hager versus Cody match, this one right here, I'm going to keep a close eye on. The Le Champion versus freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy. Where you going with, Pat?
Man. I'm going to take Jericho, but I want Orange Cassidy to win. I want him to win in some sort of screwy fashion, is watch Jericho get mad at the end, because that's the best.
Joe, what about you, Joe? See that smiling face?
Orange Cassidy's got this one. I looked at in England you can bet on wrestling, not in America, but in England you can. This is the closest like margin, But anyway, I think Orange Cassidy's Jericho's pushing him. Jericho's going to push him himself, even if AEW don't want to.
Hollywood, who do you think?
I think Jericho's going to get it, but Orange Cassidy's going to look great going out.
I'm going to go with Joe. I think this is the push that Orange Cassidy need, and this is the time. And so why not? I think
I hope he does. I hope Cassidy takes it.
I hope he does too. I'm pulling for freshly squeezed all the way. And like I said, I don't think I missed no more matches, did I?
Day 2, you missed Lance Archer versus Joey Janela.
Okay, I knew I was missing something. So take it away, Hollywood.
I'm going with Lance because he's got Jake, but God, do I want Joey to win. God, I love Joey Janela.
What about you, Joe? I see that smile again. Who you going with?
Oh, yeah, Lance Archer, but I'm with him. Joey, I like Joey Janela so much. I think they're going to keep pushing him with that Sunny Kiss and all that, because they did that whole montage with them. They spent a little money on that. So they're wanting to really keep that tag team. So I don't know. I think they're going to let him lose as a single because he's pushing that tag team.
Mm-hmm.
Pat, who you going with, Pat?
I think Archer needs to win after. I mean, you haven't really seen much of him after he lost to Cody, and then he's been on Dark and stuff doing some squashes, but I think he needs the win to kind of get back on the radar.
I definitely believe that too. So I'm gonna go with him as well on that match. But I definitely forgot about that one, fellas. I knew I was forgetting. But last but not least, the big one. I'm definitely interested to hear what y'all think about this one. AEW Heavyweight Championship. Brian Cage versus Jon Moxley. Who you going with, Pat?
I'm a little torn on this one. I'm gonna go with the upset, even though I don't have a lot of faith in it. But I'm gonna go with Brian Cage. They've brought in 3 other guys and they've lost their first big match, so I'm just gonna go with Brian Cage. Take a little flyer on it.
Hollywood, what do you think?
Brian Cage with Taz. I think Brian Cage needs a big win. Jon Moxley's already established.
I thought I was going to be in the minority here, but yeah, I'm going with the Brian Cage. They've did all through the things that he's had going on and rehab, and they've done signed him. They're going to give him the title.
Yeah, I'm going with Brian Cage too. I just think it's time for AEW to put the belt on somebody else. I think Moxley carried it for a while, just like the champion. He carried it in the beginning. Moxley took it from him, so now we need to get a new face out there.
Yeah, the 2 big stars carry it.
I didn't expect that. I didn't expect a consensus on Brian Cage.
There's a bunch of people that don't agree with us. I'll just tell you.
I understand that, but just look at the guy.
Oh, he is the wrestler's wrestler.
He's not the tallest guy in the world.
He can backflip.
He's the kind of wrestler that gives me my
when I went there recently, who was it, John Morrison or what do they call him in WWE? Is it John Morrison in WWE?
Yeah, he's John Morrison in WWE. He was Johnny Impact.
Yeah. So it was him and Brian Cage and him, and the guy from Survivor jumped in. Like the guy that won in Survivor was there. He threw the match or something. Anyway, it was totally Impact. You could tell it was an Impact match. But it was still good seeing Brian Cage. He can do things that a big guy like him shouldn't be able to do. Probably why he's injured a lot. But yeah, he's a beast.
He's the kind of wrestler that gets man excited.
Here's a good question right here, fellas. If Moxley do win, then who will be next to take the belt from him if it's not Brian Cage?
That's a great question.
Any answer?
I got it. MJF. That'll be who does it.
That's really
That's a good one.
I feel like that would be a great build up for MJF to take the title and lead back into the Cody storyline.
And Cody can't compete for it though.
Unless MJF gives him an opportunity.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe he gets too cocky.
Maybe he gets too cocky and gives Cody a chance.
Well, I'm gonna let the cat out of the bag when Moxley versus Jake Hager in that empty arena match. I was pulling for Jake Hager so bad, but
you're a Jake Hager fan.
I love me some Jake Hager, man. I'm telling you. I need me some AEW gear too, fellas. So next time we get together, we're gonna talk AEW.
Well, there's 12 matches on Dark in a couple hours tonight, I think.
Okay, cool. I'm definitely gonna check it out. I'm definitely gonna check out the Christopher Daniels and ECW as well. Here's a bonus question. I didn't have this down, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. Are you guys okay with the current announcers and the structure of our announcers for AEW?
I don't love Excalibur.
I was going to say the same thing.
I don't think he adds a lot, and especially in a booth where you have like 2 legends, you don't need him.
You got Shivano and Tat. You don't need.
You feel the same way, Hollywood?
Oh yeah, I feel exactly. I haven't been a fan of Excalibur since the beginning. He seems too clustered sometimes. Seems like he doesn't know what he's talking about half the time.
I actually like the Excalibur.
I love Excalibur. He's been with the Young Bucks since day one. He's been there since the beginning.
I think Jericho on commentary is great. Anyway. I would take Jericho on commentary every week.
Oh, I would too, but not yet. Not yet. Let him keep wrestling.
So him and Shivani are so funny.
Oh, they're so good.
He is
helping me get through some dark times over here. Sitting in the house all the time. I was like, they're so good.
It's fun. It's fun. I think Jericho has another career if he ever hangs it up.
Oh, he will. I think that's definitely what's. Then Shivani and him love each other. They've known each other so long.
Yeah. WCW days.
Oh, so long.
Probably
30.
before that.
Oh, probably 30 years of history between those two guys. But you can tell when they were talking, they're just laughing, playing. They just were like they were just sitting at their house doing it or something. It was so good.
They were calling that Michael Nakazawa and Kenny Omega match. They were just cracking so many jokes.
Just being so mean. I was like, he's really being mean to Omega. I think he means some of these things. You don't just say that.
He mentioned the blow up doll and.
Oh yeah, he was like really knocking his matches. I was like, those are real matches. He's just knocking him like for real now, like not just playing. He's really just doing it.
That's exactly why Chris Jericho's been in the business as long as he has.
Oh yeah. I don't know if the blow up doll was one of Kenny's number one matches. It wasn't a 5-star match. It wasn't Okada or anything.
I mean, blow up doll got a lot of offense in. I believe I saw a destroyer, I think, by the blow up doll.
I love it, fellas. Well, here's my answer. So I'm surprised. I am an Excalibur fan, but I would, because this is the WCW in me, so maybe I'm biased, but I would like to see Tony Schiavone take over the league and somehow phase out Ross.
Sometimes he messes up a lot. He stumbles a lot, but he's Jim Ross. They're trying to give him his due, but he definitely stumbles more than any of them. Like, I'm with you. If I was going to drop one, it'd be JR. Even though he's JR, but I mean, like, who's younger? Who are they going to do Excalibur? You can't just keep you got to have somebody for the future, I would think.
Yeah.
Like, who's better than Rick?
I mean, I was gonna say the same thing. If you need a veteran to step into the slot, man, Taz is the man.
Oh, he's done it on Dark a lot too.
Yeah, exactly. And he did it for WWE for years, ECW.
TNA.
Yeah, TNA.
Oh, man, fellas, man. Once again, I just want to let you guys know, what the people need to know once you view this video, I met these guys after I made a post in our group. I invited these guys on. I met them just like that. So I never seen them before, never talked to them, with the exception of a couple inboxes on Facebook. But I feel like I know you guys for 10, 15 years. And I do have a question for all you guys, because I definitely don't want this to be the one and only time we talk. Will you and can you guys come back for another one?
Absolutely.
Definitely. As long as I can make sure I keep figuring out the Zoom, which is I've been doing a lot of.
So definitely come back.
So how about this, fellas? Let's plan and link up. Let's meet up after day 2 of Fyter Fest, and then we can talk results and matches and things like that.
Okay, so you said it's on Saturday, right? Yeah, I thought it was going to be next. I didn't hear it was going to be on the Saturday.
I thought it was. I think it's this Wednesday and next Wednesday.
Oh, I thought it was. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought it was Wednesday.
But I don't know. You might be right. I just didn't know.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I thought I could have sworn I heard just
the Hollywood break the tie.
When is Fyter Fest night 2? I see on the computer.
Let's see here. Will take place July. The weekend will take. Yeah, it starts July 1st is the first day.
Mm-hmm.
That's tomorrow.
So yeah, tomorrow. So it'll be probably tomorrow or Wednesday. Let me get to the webpage here. And
just waiting on Hollywood. Y'all let us know when Fyter Fest is happening. So
July 8th. So yeah, it'll be this Wednesday, next Wednesday.
Okay, yeah. I was wrong, fellas. The fellas was right, and I was wrong. So, but we don't have to wait all the way to next Wednesday. But
no,
we're definitely gonna be in contact with you guys so we can set something up. Maybe we can talk day 1 results, and then plan to meet again after day 2.
Just meet up this Saturday anyway, and then just meet up the next Saturday maybe if we want to do it again.
Okay, cool. We got each other contacts. Thank you so much, fellas, for coming in, coming on the show. I gladly appreciate it. It meant a lot to me. Like I said, it's the first time I ever did a wrestling episode, and it's not going to be the last time. I definitely want you guys to be the staple of the show. And also, you can, when we set these things up, you guys can come in. If you have something you want to talk about as well, just let me know, and we can talk about that too.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me.
Oh, I appreciate the opportunity. I look forward to it.
So,
yeah, definitely.
it's one thing I always do on the show. It's called Last Words, and it's kind of unique because we're talking wrestling. And so I'm gonna give you guys each to just any last words. Any last words for the people out there. It could be about wrestling. It could be about anything. Just any last words. Start with you, Joe.
Love each other and treat each other good. Just take care of each other and watch wrestling.
Let's remember that COVID-19 testing is not a WWE versus AEW thing. It's a society thing. Let's all stay safe. Let's just enjoy all wrestling. It doesn't have to be one or the other. Can't we all just get along?
I love it. Hollywood, last words?
Love all wrestling, and man, it's been fun. Oh, rush!
Road Warriors.
I love it. And my last words, plain and simple. If you laugh and if you cry, that's a hell of a day. And no matter what you're doing out there, no matter what you do, never give up, never give up, never give up. Thank you again, fellas, for coming on the Cool Rob Show. I really appreciate it. We already plan to meet again. I'm definitely going to talk to you guys offline so we can set something up possibly this weekend. Hollywood, for Hollywood, Joe, Pat, I'm Cool Rob. I always end off every show with Cool Rob is in the building. Over and out.